I wanted to talk a bit about anxiety. It's something that I've never really spoken about before, but I wanted to share my experiences in the hope that it might help other people maybe. Anxiety is something that's mentioned quite a bit, often alongside depression, but not a lot of people talk openly about it. I know a lot of high-profile people have been talking about depression recently, but when it comes to anxiety, that's not the case so much, and there's a lot of misconceptions about anxiety. My own experience with it, it began years ago, and it really started to manifest when I was on the London Underground, and on the tube, you're sitting opposite people, and it's so awkward because you don't know where to look. You don't want to look into their face, because it's not the done thing, so you're trying to find somewhere to put your eyes, and you can't put your eyes there or there next to the person because there's other people sitting there, and then maybe there's someone standing up, and it's a very uncomfortable situation, and I used to feel my stomach literally twisting and tightening, and you begin to panic because you think other people are looking at you and what they're thinking of you. You know, you're acting strangely. This isn't the normal behaviour on the tube, where everyone's just in their own world, and I'm just like in a state of absolute fear. And for me, that's what I'd call an anxiety attack, because it's very much in the stomach. And then it's quite different to a panic attack for me, because panic attack is where your heart is literally racing so much you think it's going to burst out your chest. It's like a drum, and I feel it up here because I'm not breathing properly, and you know, I can't get my words out properly, and my voice becomes strained, and it's really shallow in the chest, my breath, and that for me is a panic attack. And I used to panic about having panic attacks in places, and I used to get anxious about having these anxiety attacks in uncomfortable circumstances like the tube or other transport, and unfortunately my main worry wasn't about how the anxiety would manifest itself within me, but what everyone else would think. I think I'm strange. I'd sit there and have an anxiety attack and just think everyone is looking at me, everyone thinks I'm really strange, and just don't feel human. It's really crippling. And then when you have a panic attack, and again, you're so sure that everyone must be able to hear in your voice that you're not, that things aren't right, and they must be able to hear my heart, I think, because it's beating so hard. And then you worry that you might have a heart attack because the heart is racing like crazy, and your body is so tense that you just it's really scary. Really scary. I mean, with my depression, it was very different. it was a heaviness and a I don't know, a constant ache, and I felt like I didn't want to be here anymore. I felt suicidal and had low moods. But with depression, I could hide that more easily. With the anxiety, you can't hide it, and you just think that everyone knows, everyone can see it, and you think it's a weakness, and everyone's judging you for it. The worst for me is went through a stage of waking up in the middle of the night and immediately having an anxiety attack. So maybe I went to bed feeling anxious, and then I'd wake up and just feel this wave of anxiety just completely take over you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, and it's just horrible, and your heart is just racing like crazy, and there's no escape, and you just think you're gonna just die right there because your body is so tense. It's really horrible, and I'm doing this, I'm talking about it because I want other people that don't go through it to understand it, what it's like, and understand the fear that comes with what everyone else is going to think of you if you're going through this. Because that was the worst part for me. And people that go through it, I'm worried actually now that I might trigger something off, maybe an anxiety attack in someone. So before this video starts, I'm gonna make people aware that